there are two processes like purification of water on large scale and on small scale. In large scale, there are three methods: storage, filtration, and disinfection. So storage, the water is drawn from source and impounded in natural or artificial reservoir. And storage provides reservoir of water from which further pollution is excluded. It is natural purification. There are three processes in storage like physical, chemical, and biological. In physical, the 90% of suspended impurities settle down and they pure the water by the process of sedimentation. See the image, sedimentation. The first flask shows that water containing insoluble impurities, and in second, the insoluble impurities sedimented below or at the bottom, and we get clear water. In chemical processes, chemical process means there is the oxidation of water. That oxidation leads to content of free ammonia is reduced and nitrate is increased. In biological processes, by the biological process, the bacterial count decreases, all the bacteria or pathogenic organisms die out. The second process is filtration. So here also there are two types of filter: slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. We have seen about slow sand or biological filter. Like there are four elements: supernatant water, bed of graded sand, under drainage system, and system of filter control valves. I will not go in detail. Yesterday already done. Today we'll start with rapid sand filter or mechanical filter. The word itself suggests rapid, means fast. And sand, here is also sand is used as a filtration media, and mechanical filter means here we, with the help of some machines, we do the filtration. So rapid sand or mechanical filters. In 1885, the first rapid sand filter were installed. There are two types of rapid sand filter: the gravity type, for example Peterson filter, and the pressure type, for example Candice filter. See, this is the model of rapid sand filter. In our department there is the same model. So in rapid sand filter there are some steps. So first step is coagulation. The meaning of coagulation means the particles which comes together. How coagulation takes place? The raw water is treated with chemical coagulant such as alum. Alum means turti. You can see in the image alum. So initially the raw water is treated with alum. You can see the difference in slow sand filter. First we store the water. So then the first step is storage. Here first step is coagulation. At the first we treat the raw water with alum, the dose of which varies from 5 to 40 mg or more per liter of the water, depending upon turbidity, color, temperature and pH value of the water. So first we add the alum into the water. Then second process is rapid mixing. The alum water, it is one sec. The treated water is then subjected to violent agitation in mixing chamber for few minutes. Here the rapid mixing of water is done. This allows quick and thorough dissemination of alum throughout the bulk of water which is necessary. So alum is equally dissolved or equally mixed with water. And this mixing is done rapidly. After rapid mixing, there is a flocculation. What is the meaning of flocculation? Flocculation means there is a one machine that is called as flocculator, which is fan-like. You can see in the image, it is fan-like, which moves slowly. So after rapid mixing, the next phase involves slow and gentle stirring of the water in a flocculation chamber. Flocculation chamber because it contains flocculator, and it is about for 30 minutes. The mechanical type of flocculator is most widely used. It consists of number of paddles which rotates at 2 to 4 rpm, rates per minute. The paddles rotate with help of motors. This slow and gentle stirring results in formation of thick, copious, white flocculant, which precipitates of aluminum hydroxide. As we added alum, that alum plus the turbidity of water or some impurities of water get mixed and form the thick flocculant. The thicker the precipitate or floc diameter, the greater is the settling velocity. Means the flocculator, the how much flocculator is thick or having more diameter, at the more weight or more velocity, it settle down. Then after flocculation, there is a process of sedimentation. The coagulated water is now laid into the sedimentation. Where it is thickened for periods varying from 2 to 6 hours. When the flocculant precipitate together with impurities and bacteria and settle down in the tank. At least 95% of flocculant precipitates and that needs to be removed before the water is admitted into the rapid sand filter. So that precipitate or sludge which settles at the bottom is removed from time to time without disturbing the operation of tank. So the sedimented precipitate or sludge, it is removed. Then the process of filtration. The partly clarified water is now subjected to rapid sand filtration. So these are the steps involved in the purification by rapid sand filter. First, raw water which is treated with coagulants like alum, then coagulation process by rapid mixing, then flocculation by slow stirring of the water, and then sedimentation, the particles or that sludge which formed that sediments below, and that water goes in next tank, and there is a filtration by rapid sand filters. There is a sand filter, and after that there is a disinfection and we get pure water. So in sand filter there are filter beds. Each unit of filter bed has a surface of about 80 to 90 meters square. Here is also like slow sand filter, the sand is the filtering medium. The effective size of sand particle is between 0.4 to 0.7 mm. The depth of sand bed is usually about 1 meter. Below the sand bed, there is a layer of graded gravel that is 36 to 40 centimeter deep. Means sand bed is also, there is a fine coarse sand, fine sand, medium sand, coarse sand, and after that graded means large sand, graded gravel. This gravel supports the sand bed and also permits the filter water to move freely towards the underground. Also stops the back pressure of the water. The depth of water on the top of the sand bed is 1 to 1.5 meter. The underdrains at the bottom of the filter bed collects the filter water. Here, the rate of filtration is 5 to 15 m cube per meter square per hour. In slow sand filter, this filtration rate was 1 to 4. Here, filtration rate is 5 to 15. So here the filtration rate is more. Then filtration, as filtration proceeds, the alum flow, which is not removed by sedimentation, is held back on the sand bed. Means after sedimentation, also there is some particles remain or some flow is remained. That particles or that alum flow is held back on the sand bed. It also forms the slimy layer comparable to jugular layer in the slow sand filter. We have seen the jugular layer, which is made up of algae or some protozoa or planktons. Here is also that type of layer forms. That layers absorbs bacteria from the water and which affects purification. Here is also after jugular layer water purification, there is a oxidation of ammonia while passage of water through the filters. As filtration proceeds, these suspended impurities and bacteria clog the filter. The filter soon becomes dirty and begins to lose their efficiency. When the loss of head approaches to 7 to 8 feet, means the clog which suspends in the filter, if that clog is about 7 to 8 feet, that filtration is stopped and the filters are subjected to washing or for cleaning. And in here, the cleaning process is known as backwashing. So how backwashing takes place? The rapid sand filters needs frequent washing. It may be daily or weekly. In slow sand filter, we have seen the cleaning required weekly or after some months. So in rapid sand filter, the cleaning required daily or sometimes weekly. This washing is accompanied by reversing the flow of water. Means here we have to reverse the flow of water through the sand bed, which is called as backwashing. The word itself suggests back, means reverse. Reverse washing. Backwashing dislodges the impurities and cleans the sand bed. The washing is stopped when the clear sand is visible and the wash water is sufficiently clear. The whole process of washing takes about 15 minutes. So in some rapid sand filter, compressed air is used for backwashing. In our Pune or in cities, the mainly method used for backwashing is the compressed air, or which is called as aeration. So aeration is used for backwashing.
मी असंच म्हणते ग जून पण असं बघ ना मे पण कसं संपला समजलं नाही आपल्याला.
So what are the advantages of rapid sand filter? So rapid sand filter can deal with raw water directly. There is a no necessary of storage, which is required in slow sand filter. The filter beds occupy less space. Filtration is rapid, almost 40 to 50 times that of slow sand filter. The washing of the filter is easy. In slow sand filter, we have to scrape the each sand, which is very difficult and time consuming. Here, washing is very easy. It takes very less time, like 15 minutes. There is a more flexibility in operation. So, very important question for exam: slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. Frequently asked question. What we have seen in rapid sand filter, there are some processes or steps. First is coagulation, in which the raw water is treated with chemical coagulant like alum, the dose of which varies from 5 to 40 mg depending upon turbidity, color, temperature and pH value of the water. This is the alum which is added first in the raw water. Rapid mixing, after adding the coagulant, there is a rapid mixing for proper dissolving that alum. This mixing is very rapid. After rapid mixing, there is a flocculation, means slow and gentle stirring of the water. There is a flocculator, which is mechanical flocculator and which rotates with the help of motors, and it rotates at the rate of 2 to 4 rpm. So due to slow and gentle stirring, there is the formation of thick, copious, white flocculant, which is the precipitate of aluminium hydroxide. Then after flocculation, there is a sedimentation. That flocculated or coagulated water is led for sedimentation for up to 2 to 6 hours. Due to that, the flocculant precipitates with impurities and bacteria which settles down in the tank. After sedimentation, there is the process of filtration. Here also we use the sand beds. So these are the steps: raw water treated with coagulant, then coagulation, flocculation, sedimentation, and then filtration. And after filtration, there is a disinfection. And filter bed, each unit of filter bed has surface of about 80 to 90 meters square. Here is also sand is the filtering medium. The effective size of the sand particle is between 0.4 to 0.7 mm. The depth of the sand bed is usually about 1 meter. And below the sand bed, there is a layer of graded gravel which is of 36 to 40 centimeter deep. So the gravel supports the sand bed and permits the filter water to move freely towards the under drains, and also stops the backflow of the water. The depth of the water on the top of the sand bed is 1 to 1.5 meter. Here rate of filtration is 5 to 15 m³ per meter square per hour. Filtration, as filtration proceeds, the alum flow, which is not removed by sedimentation, is held back in the sand bed. Here also the Zuglier layer forms, which absorbs the bacteria from the water and effects purification. Like in slow sand filter, here is also oxidation of ammonia during the passage of water through the filters. As filtration proceeds, the suspended impurities and bacteria clog the filter, means it sediments or म्हणजे त्या फिल्टरेशन मीडियमला ते चिकटून राहतं किंवा तिथे अडकून राहतात. क्लॉग होतात, ब्लॉक होतात filters. So when there is a loss of head and that block is up to 7 to 8 feet, the filtration should be stopped and filter is subjected for washing. That washing process is known as back washing. The word suggests back washing means reversing the flow of water. So it should be washed daily or weekly. For washing, the reversing of the flow of water through the sandbed, which dislodges the impurities and cleans up the sandbed. The washing is stopped when clear sand is visible and the wash water is sufficiently clear. This process of washing takes about 15 minutes. Here, sometimes compressed air is used as a part of backwashing process. Then advantages of rapid sand filter. Rapid sand filter can deal with raw water directly. There is no need of storage. The filter beds occupy the less space. Filtration is rapid, 40 to 50 times than that of slow sand filter. The washing of the filter is easy. There is a more flexibility in operation. So I will show you the video.
Access to fresh water is one of the largest drivers of creating a modern society. But what allows everyone access to seemingly endless supplies of access? Access to fresh water is one of the largest drivers of creating a modern society. But what allows everyone access to seemingly endless supplies of potable water? It depends on where you live, but chances are behind your tap, there's a municipal water treatment plant. There are two main types of water treatment plants: drinking water or wastewater plants. We'll be focusing in on drinking water plants here, but if you'd like to learn about how wastewater is treated, you can watch the video linked in the upper right here. The question still remains, how exactly does one treatment plant take dirty river water or well water and turn it into water that is safe to drink? It involves a lot of processing using chemicals, filters, and removing all of the toxins and hazards from a given source. The entire process starts with something called coagulation and flocculation. All drinking water has to come from somewhere, usually being freshwater lakes, rivers, wells, or streams. In these water sources, there's going to be some amount of sediment as well as organic materials in the water. These particles of sand, bacteria, dirt, wood, etc., they all have to be removed before the water can be sent out to city residents. To do this, chemicals called coagulants are added to the water. These chemicals, such as aluminum sulfate or ferric chloride, work to help the particles in the water congeal together. Essentially, these chemicals have the opposite charges of suspended solids, like clays or silts. When combined, the charges of the particles are neutralized, allowing for them to stick together. Coagulants are often added to the water right at the inlet of a drinking water plant, where the water then goes into mixing basins called flocculation basins. In these basins, the solution of water and coagulant will slowly be mixed together to form what are called floc particles. After mixing for a set amount of time determined by water quality in the flocculation basins, the water is moved to sedimentation basins. It's in these holding tanks where the water sits for the floc particles to begin settling out at a faster and faster rate, which is the intended goal of this process. By simply adding and mixing these chemicals into the water and letting that water sit, a large portion of the sediment will settle out to the bottom as sludge, which can be taken away to a landfill or holding facility. The floc particles are ultimately removed from the bottom of basins, and the clean water, being the cleanest at the top due to the settling particles, flows over weirs to the next stage in the process. In some plants, engineers actually use dissolved air flotation tanks in place of sedimentation basins. In these cases, air is pumped into the bottom of the tanks, creating a cascade of tiny bubbles. As these bubbles float to the surface, they take floc particles with them, forming a film of floc on the surface of the tanks. Then, a sweeper arm pushes the floc into a collection basin where it's taken to a handling facility. In dissolved air flotation tanks, the clean water is taken from the bottom, where the least amount of flock is. When it comes to designing wastewater treatment plants, engineers will vary techniques based on the water source and how they want their final water to taste, feel, or otherwise be treated. The only regulation is the quality of water being pumped to the city, and in most cases, it doesn't matter how plants get the water to that point, which allows civil engineers a lot of creative freedom in the process. After the majority of solids are removed from the water during coagulation and flocculation, followed by sedimentation, the water flows over weirs to the next step, filtration. The water at this point will start looking clear, but there will still be bacteria and very small suspended solids in the mix. The filtration process will seek to remove the remainder of the suspended solids and bacteria to further bring the water up to snuff. Nearly every potable water treatment plant will use a sand filter for this
See the
process.
sand
Even in
filters.
plants where engineers may not think it's needed, often sand filters will be added simply as extra filters to ensure water and sand filters are exactly what they sound like, a basin of fine to coarse sand that filters water. It would theoretically be possible to treat drinking water with only sand filters, but that would result in frequently clogged sand filters, resulting in lower efficiency and more cleaning time. These sand filters can be set up in essentially two different ways. Either the water flows from the bottom and exits the top, or the water flows from the top and exits the bottom. Each layout presents its own set of unique problems, but the most common technique is actually for the water to flow from the bottom to the top. Sand filters aren't highly technical. Water just passes through them and particles get caught as they run out of space to flow through. However, while not highly technical, sand filters are highly efficient. Water flowing out of sand filters will need to have a clarity of around less than 0.3 nephelometric turbidity units, or NTU. Try saying that 3 times fast. Or whatever local code is used for water clarity. This measurement is essentially just a way to determine the number of particles still remaining in the water, or turbidity. Many treatment plants will also pass water through activated carbon basins, which you can essentially think of as giant Brita filter tanks. Activated carbon particles have hundreds of tiny pores on them that help remove the tiniest of sediment and bacteria. This process isn't wholly necessary, but it helps improve taste and odor, often the desired trait for city residents. At this point, the water should be mostly crystal clear, but there still remains some residual bacteria. That leads us to the next step, disinfection. There are 3 main ways of disinfection in the
So in next lecture we will see about disinfection. See the process of backwashing. Aeration is used for backwashing. So aeration is continued till clear water is seen. When we see the clear water, stop the air and continue water pumping for rinsing the dust. In this way, the rapid sand filter is clear or clean. See, you can see now the clear water. Takes about 15 minutes. It is very easy than soft sand filter, slow sand filter. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? काही डाऊट आहे का? खूप इम्पॉर्टंट क्वेश्चन आहे, एक्झामला येतो 20 मार्क्स साठी.
नाही मॅम नाही.
समजले? काही डाऊट असेल विचारू शकता. कॉलेज सुरू झाल्यानंतर जाणार आहे व्हिजिटला वॉटर प्युरिफिकेशन प्लांट बघण्यासाठी. Either we go at Umraj or we'll go in Pune. Any doubt? ओके, काही डाऊट असेल तर तुम्ही मला पर्सनली मेसेज करून किंवा कॉल करून विचारू शकता.